It was built in 1929 for the Santa Fe Railway by a woman who was never a licensed architect. Mary Elizabeth Jane Colter was summoned to build La Posada for Fred Harvey, known as the man who civilized the West by offering impeccable service to railroad travelers. Colter considered La Posada her masterpiece, and she envisioned it as a grand hacienda. Passengers would step off Santa Fe rail cars and step into a world of romantic Spanish luxuries and antique-filled rooms. Beautiful wooden beams, colored in pretty green, lined the ceilings, and arches opened up to rooms that held the eye and the imagination. It was exquisite.
This was the social center of all of northern Arizona. People came here from Flagstaff for Sunday brunches.
But Colter's dream hotel never took off. It was built at the start of the Depression and later was turned into offices, slowly deteriorating over years and years of neglect. Enter Allan Affeldt.
In 1993, the Santa Fe Railway announced their plans to evacuate and tear the building down. The National Trust for Historic Preservation found out about it, and as Mary Colter's masterpiece, they put it on the endangered list as one of the 10 most important buildings in the whole country that was in danger of being torn down. And since I love architecture, I just came out to look at it, never really having any intention of moving to Winslow, Arizona, and saving the building. We started negotiating with the railroad in 1993 and bought the building 4 years later in 1997.
Allan and his wife artist Tina Millon began restoring the hotel room by room, applying for historical preservation grants and taking out loans along the way. Allan and Tina brought Mary Colter's vision back to life. Her designs, inspired by Native American, Mexican, and Spanish colonial art, are now on display for a new generation.
Americans were all such workaholics, and we get so little free time. And when we have free time, for many of us, we want an experience. We want something memorable. So yes, it's great to be able to stay in a chain hotel and know what to expect, but you're not going to remember staying in a Hampton Inn or a Motel 6. You're going to remember going to La Posada. There is a role for beauty in our lives. And so much of our lives are just consumed with going about our day-to-day routines. But it's art and music and architecture in particular that really gives us a sense of what our greatest aspirations can be. This was a building constructed in small-town America by small local contractors, by a woman who was never a licensed architect. This is what we can create. And I think people need a sense that we're greater than our day-to-day grind, and that's what you get out of a place like this.